Hello. Okay, to solve an absolute value, the absolute value must be by itself, and in number one, it is. The moment it's by itself, you're going to write it twice. You're going to write it positive and then with a negative. Okay, so then on this one, we're going to solve this one first. You add 2 to both sides. X equals 7. And then we're going to go to the negative. Distribute the negative to both terms, and you have negative x plus 2 equals 5. Subtract 2 from both sides. Negative x equals 3. Divide by negative 1. X equals negative 3. So in this case, we have two scenarios. One is x equals 7, and the other is x equals negative 3. Number 2, the absolute value is by itself again, so we're going to write it twice. I'm going to write it positive first, and then write it negative. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. 3x equals 10. Divide both sides by 3 because we want x by itself. 3's cancel, and x equals 10 divided by 3. And we're going to leave it as an improper fraction. So we go to the negative version, and you have negative 3x plus 6. Oops, let me erase that. We're going to distribute the negative to both of them, and that's negative 3x plus 6 equals 4. Subtract 6 from both sides. Bring down the negative 3x. And you end up with negative 2 over here. Well, to get the x by itself, you divide both sides by negative 3. And x equals positive 2/3. So you have two values. And there's your answer. Number 3, before you can separate the absolute value, you have to get it all by itself. So I'm going to divide negative 2 by both sides. There you go. And you have the absolute value of 3x minus 17 equals negative 8. Well, the absolute value cannot be a negative, so there's no value of x that will make this value true. So this is a no solution. So we go on to the next one. And again, you have to get it all by itself before you can separate it. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. And you have 2 absolute value of 4x plus 2 equals 10. Divide both sides by 2. And you have absolute value of 4x plus 2 equals 5. In this case, just because of the space, I'm going to write the positive over here. So that's 4x plus 2 is 5. And subtract 2 from both sides. And you have 4x equals 3. And divide both sides by 4. The 4's cancel, and you end up with x equals 3/4. And I'm going to go to the other side and write the negative. So it's negative parentheses 4x plus 2 equals 5. And I'm going to distribute the negative to both terms, and so that's negative 4x minus 2 equals 5. Add 2 to both sides, and you have negative 4x equals 7. Divide both sides by -4. Two negatives make a positive, and the 4's cancel, and you're left with x equals -7/4. So those are your two answers. Okay.